Hi guys, Lizzie McGee here, Grafton Barber TV. We are here live at Dublin Comic-Con 2018 at the Convention Centre. I'm here to meet some superheroes. I have a few questions. Is the Avengers as cool as Suicide Squad? And Wonder Woman versus Batwoman, who will win in a cat fight? Guys, come inside, let's see who we can meet and let me find out. Do the Avengers have Weetabix for breakfast or do they survive just on a diet of adrenaline and coffee? Talk to you later. Guys, I'm very excited. Along with myself, these ladies' first time at Comic-Con 2018. Ladies, look at your costumes. I just spotted you and I just had to say hello. Tell me about your proto pack.
I started it last night and I think I was up till about 3 in the morning. I'm still doing stuff this morning to it.
Oh my.
Perfecting it.
So which Ghostbuster is your favourite? Do you know, is Bill Murray the character or who stands out for you the most?
I love Host because she's a bit crazy like me.
So you're going for the all-female Ghostbuster cast. I like it.
You're making me
Big and nervous. So, you know, superhero standing here beside me. Introduce yourself to the lovely boys at home.
My real name's Laura. Very new to all of this. First time here, so don't know all that much about it. But yeah, really enjoying it. Really good day. Loving it.
Talk to me about your costume. It looks amazing.
The costume was made last night at 1 o'clock with some wine. Just everything I had in the house. So yeah, it's good. Easy to make.
Was the wine white or red, and is it in your power pack?
It is in Carl's power pack at the minute. In here.
Fake Luke side bottle, people. Fake Luke side bottle. So I'm standing beside the lovely Laura Croft, equipped with her gun, her revolver.
Absolutely. I was told it had to be black, so I had to paint it black, so I did.
Ladies, where did you all come from this morning?
We came from County Down, so we did, and the traffic was fierce, so it was. We underestimated how long it was going to take to get here, but we got here.
First Comic-Con, what's the overall atmosphere inside?
We absolutely love it. We're overwhelmed, so we are, and everybody is just so nice, so they are, and so welcoming. We love it, so it is.
Can't wait till next year. We'll take more time and
next year we put a wee bit more effort in.
Quick one before you leave, just turn around Miss Ghostbuster here and we have a little look at the proto pack here. This was from at 2 o'clock this morning, guys. She has everything, so she has her little Hoover.
Smoke alarm. Salad dishes.
Everything bar the kitchen sink here, people. Everything bar the kitchen sink. Ladies, thank you so much for talking to us and we'll see you for next year. By day, lads, he goes by Aina O'Neill. By Comic-Con day, he is Kratos from God of War. Kratos, I saw your baby and that is what drew me to come over and say hello. You have a story.
I do. Last minute cosplay, about €25. So I raided both my local deals and Oxfam and spent 2 hours shaving a baby.
Does baby have a name? This is what we want to know.
The baby's name is Atreus, which is from the game, where you are both the god of war and you have to raise and teach your son. So I've brought my infant son along.
How is your infant son enjoying his first ever Comic-Con?
He lost the head a bit, but luckily there was the cosplay repair station, which have been great. Absolutely fantastic. But he's doing well now.
He's silent there behind you.
You have to press circle to interact.
Fantastic. And so are you a player of this game?
I am. I do enjoy it. I've liked all the God of War series, which has always been fun, especially growing up with on the PlayStation 2.
So tell me, is this your first Comic-Con?
This is actually my second Comic-Con. I was here last year, but I didn't cosplay, and it's even better, honestly. I'm also looking forward to Maynooth University's Dominicon as well. They're also having a cosplay section, and of course, all their profits go to charity. It's great.
So talk me through your costume. You know, it's a pretty easy one.
I went with the theme of Dad of War, since most of the game's values are about raising a son. So I've got easy shoes, white pants, as is the character Kratos, license to grill, a very dad t-shirt, of course the classic makeup, and the little baby son. As you'll notice, his pajamas also say Daddy's little sidekick.
That is amazing. And tell me about his hair. His was quite fascinating.
His hair was about 1.5 feet of blonde curls, which I had to put my own razor to both shear and then paint over to get the right colour. But it was worth it. Bizarre on the bus, but worth it.
I'd say you're getting to get some funny looks now on the way home.
I have. Also, I've gotten a lot of compliments as well from some of the judges up in the auditorium. It's been a pretty fantastic day.
So, roll on next year?
Absolutely.
Lovely to talk to you, Aina. Enjoy the rest of your day, and
Lovely.
thank you for
Thank you
speaking to
very
us. The force is exactly with me today. I have a stormtrooper. Luke is still looking for his father. So I was speaking to the lovely Tara today. She is from Emerald Carlson, the Outlaws of Ireland. So you are Ireland's longest established costume shop, Tara.
We are Ireland's longest established Star Wars costuming club. We are north and south of the border, and we support charities. So what happens is a charity will contact us, and if we can help, we will turn up in costume, all movie grade. We will shake buckets, we will try and raise awareness and just help charities out in any way we can.
Which charity is closest to your own heart?
So the charity we're mostly supporting at the moment is the Childhood Cancer Foundation. So if you've ever seen the gold pins, that's those guys there. Obviously cancer happens to everybody, but it happens to kids as well. So we just try and raise awareness for them, try and get to as many of their different events as we can, and also we do some hospital visits.
And Tara, is this your first Comic-Con?
It's not my first Comic-Con, nor is it the club's first Comic-Con. We have been here now 3 years. So we love DCC. We think DC is absolutely great. It's an Irish con run by Irish people for the Irish fan. They do it well, they do it right.
How long do you guys stand here and be sociable with everybody?
We are here from the moment the doors open to the moment the doors close. We're here for the fans because we are fans.
And your costume is film grade, so do you make it yourselves or where do you send out to get it made?
So what we do is within the club, if people can make them, we all try to get together to make them ourselves. If not, we have names of people you can get them from. Some you can get online, some are made in there. Some of our own members are some of the best prop makers you'll ever see.
And who is your favourite Star Wars character throughout the years?
I must say my favourite one at the moment is a droid from the new TV series called Star Wars Rebels. He's a little guy called Chopper, and he's great because he has an attitude.
And apart from this lovely Luke on your left-hand side, who is your favourite Luke of all time?
Favourite Luke? I think old Luke is my favourite actually. Definitely old Luke at the moment. In the most recent film, I think he's come full circle in his life. And just that last moment, for anybody who hasn't seen it, spoilers, he disappears.
Oh, so guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. You look amazing and thank you so much for talking to us. Because I kind of know Paul, I get to stand in here behind with him, guys. So people now think I'm cool and I write stuff. Paul, apart from what the lovely Gary wrote in a comic book here, everything else on this stand is yours.
Yes, I keep busy between haircuts. My day job is working in a bank, but I write during my spare time on the bus a lot. And it's a mix of comics, which is like a Killer Cat comic, which is a character called
This
Frankie.
is Frankie that we're looking at down here. He's quite cool.
This is Frankie here. This is the first comic we had for Frankie. This is only a short one. We launched at Dublin Comic-Con last year, so we've come a long way since. We'll launch a full issue later on in the year, but it's when the artist this time, because it takes him longer. But it's a fun little book. He swears in cat puns, he breaks the fourth wall a bit. He's like Rocket Raccoon meets Deadpool.
Tell me, how did you come up with Frankie? Where's your inspiration?
It's actually based on Garrett's cat. So when the cat was 6 months, he was scratching the arms off him, and he's like, I want to do a comic with my cat as an assassin. So he was looking for a writer. We worked together on an event, so I just jumped in and just put down a few ideas, and we ended up with something with Donald Trump as the villain, and just went from there.
You have such a huge variety of books and comics and art over here. Is this all between you and your illustrator?
Well, the comics, I work with different illustrators, but the books and these ones are mine, except for the ones where Frankie's on them. Gareth drew those ones and I just coloured them.
Did you always want to become a writer?
Yeah, it was my big dream when I was in primary school. We wrote a letter to ourselves when we were 12 to say what we wanted to do, and I wanted to be a journalist. So from when I was 12, I wanted to go into writing, and while not doing it full time, it's something I get to do, and I get to share stories with people through events like this. So it's
Comic-Con's huge and it's becoming bigger every single year. There's some famous faces here. Have you got to meet any of your heroes?
I didn't actually go up and talk to any of the guests. I said hi to Nick Frost as he passed by yesterday and did the very stereotypical "you got red on you" thing, so he ignored me. And I got to talk to Michael Carroll a couple of times over the weekend, who's a Judge Dredd writer. So he's kind of at the position where he's writing full time, and it's a nice position to be in. We're not related, even though we have the same surname. Other than that, like, my friends have gone up. They've spoken to the likes of Michael Dorn, and they've been to the Dean Kane event, but I don't have time for them behind the table. But it's nice to have the guests here, because it gives a good atmosphere to everything. You get everyone gets their fandoms in, and everyone gets a bit excited over everything.
Is your age group, is it mixed what you're targeting your audience?
With the books, it tends to be from young adult up. With the comics, we've had people as young as 7 reading the Frankie ones. It's kind of parental advisory sort of things. Like we wouldn't advertise it to a 6-year-old, but if someone wants to give it to their kid, that's fine. There's no bad language in it. He swears in cat ones. He says fluffer instead of the other one, and it's just cartoon violence. Otherwise, it's what they'll see on television.
Paul, thank you so much for talking to us, and we'll see you the next time back in the shop. Yes, thank you. Guys, you know the original comic book guy from The Simpsons? Well, I have the lovely Dave, who is Dublin's original comic book guy. Dave, hello!
I'm not sure whether that's a compliment or an insult, but thank you.
It's a massive compliment, Dave. Who doesn't know him? He's iconic. I'm sitting here at the most empty stand in Comic-Con. You sold out of everything.
Yeah, we've had a great weekend. We came here with our Lightning Strikes productions. We do our own brand, Lightning Strike Presents. We're up to book 9 in the series. It's pretty much sold out at this point. We have The Phantom that we publish as well that's sold out, and we were doing the Highlander book as part of a charity run for Temple Street Children's Hospital, and massively it's all the artwork and all the books have sold out this weekend too, which is brilliant. So we managed to raise a big chunk of money for the Children's Hospital.
So Dave, you did originally have a comic book store, but that's downstairs. You've sold it on.
Yeah, I worked with the wonderful guys in Dublin City Comics. I'm no longer a part of it anymore, but it's David Houseman's and Jason Flood are the 2 guys who own it and run it now. And as far as I know, they're downstairs having a brilliant weekend as well.
This isn't your first Comic-Con, and it's not your first Irish Comic-Con, or you've done international Comic-Con.
Yeah, we go to New York and San Francisco. We try to travel a lot with the conventions. I've been doing conventions now since I've been about 14 years old. It's my day-to-day job as well. I work with Pulse College as the head of games and animation, so it all kind of ties in both education and creation-wise for what I do.
So working with Pulse College, are you training Ireland's newest gamers or Ireland's newest gaming specialists?
That's it. I train game developers and artists. So it's for people to go into production to make games for the big studios. Studios like Black Shamrock and stuff would be who we work with.
And tell me, what's your favourite game?
Of all time? Oh my God, that's like Sophie's Choice. I don't know where to start with that. Anything by the guys at Gearbox, all the Borderlands series and all that stuff, they're probably my favourite, one of my favourite companies at least.
And Dave, Comic-Con, is it Dublin, San Francisco, New York? Which one is the one that actually stands out most in your mind?
Oh, each of them has their own brilliant vibe. Obviously you go to the States and everything is enormous, but here at Dublin Comic-Con, it's brilliant because it's such a small, close-knit community. You can physically go up and meet Laurie Petty and have a chat with her, or you can meet Nick Frost and have 5 minutes to pick his brain on something, which you just don't get at the international circuits. So being in Dublin has that wonderful atmosphere where it's much more closer.
And tell me, who have you met this weekend, and what was the biggest inspiring thing that they said to you?
The biggest inspiring thing? Mostly we've had lots of positive feedback about all the books. Everyone's really happy about what we're doing.
Clearly, because you've sold out, there's nothing on this table. It's like, the sad, empty table, just having the crack.
Yeah, well, I think it's 2 hours left. There's worse complaints to have. In regards to, I've tried to meet all the guests this weekend and get around as much as possible, so I think they're all great. It's been a brilliant weekend.
Okay, so controversially, Dean Cain is here as Superman. To me, Christopher Reeve is going to always be my number one Superman. Who's your number one Superman?
My number one Superman would obviously be Christopher Reeves, but saying that, Dean Cain is the nicest guy in the world. He is so friendly. He was meeting everyone, putting their arms around him, super approachable yesterday. And now I have this soft spot for him I never thought I would.
So you've heard it here, lads. He may be crossing sides from Christopher Reeve to Dean Cain. The lovely Dave, thanks so much for talking to us.
My pleasure, thank you.
This is, I'm jumping in here for a quick interview, guys, with Jock. He is one of the original founders of the comic store in Dublin.
Dublin City Comics, yeah.
Jock, which is your favourite comic of all time?
Deadpool.
There was no hesitation there.
Yeah, no, because I'm a huge Deadpool fan. Like, a stupidly big Deadpool fan.
And today you're minding the Swampland.
Yeah, well, the Wasteland, yep. This is the Wasteland Carnival. We raise money for a child line every year, dressing up as lunatics from like Mad Max, Fallout, that kind of stuff. Thanks for coming in, folks. Is that right there? Thank you very much. Having fun? Yep, pretty much like that. So, yeah, the whole convention.
So talk me through your costume.
My costume basically is a load of scrap stuff that I found around the gaff. Old bike gear, old tactical gear from Airsoft, some just random accoutrement. I don't even know what the hell that is. It looks like a compass. A telescope. I think that's a timer. Yeah, just random bits and bobs.
Very MacGyver.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Did MacGyver ever do a comic?
Yes, they did actually. Yeah, they did a MacGyver comic years ago. Actually, only about 4 or 5 years ago.
Successful.
Pretty good actually. Yeah, it's still popular enough. We generally have it in stock in the shop too.
So how did this shop come about? Because it's not something that really Ireland is famed for, being famous for our comic books, apart from like Comic-Con.
We have several comic shops, especially in Dublin as well. But my comic shop started with my mate Dave. We were just basically fed up with the other comic shops and we wanted to do our own thing, so we did. And then he went and got a real job and I stuck around doing comics.
Beano or Dandy?
Beano. Dennis the Menace, way better than what's that guy, Banana Man, or what's his name? Desperate Dan, yeah, I didn't like them.
But he had a fantastic sugary bar back in the 80s.
Yeah, that was quite nice, but I was more partial to Roy of the Rovers. The pineapple was a bit better.
So Comic-Con is Dublin this year, so you travel around with Comic-Con?
Well, it's always here. It's always in Dublin.
But what about the international festivals? You attend those as well?
No, we stay in Ireland. We're just lazy. How's it going, madam? You been back?
Sorry, I'm just going in here. I'll be back then.
Good stuff. I have to make sure nobody sneaks in.
And if they sneak in, is it pain of death?
No, I just grab my this and hook them back out.
Oh, lovely. Dave, you look like you're busy, so we're Doc, we're going to love and leave you because I spot Wonder Woman. We're going to have a little chat with her.
Awesome,
Thanks a million. Ticket and join the queue. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined with this beauty from The Witcher. Hello, beautiful girl. Who are you?
I'm Kat. I'm a cosplayer, and this is my character Anna Henrietta from The Witcher.
Anna Henrietta is fantastic. Did you make this yourself?
I did, yes. I sewed it on myself.
Oh my God! So how many hours did this take? You look insane. Give us a little twirl because everyone wants to see everything from every angle. So talk me through, how did you make the skirt and the bodice?
Well, this is about like 12 meters of fabric. It's all sewn together, and then this is all done by hand, all the edging on it as well. This is all beaded as well, so the beading took a long time. But it's all built onto a bodice, and it all comes apart as different pieces.
Is this your first Comic-Con that you attend yearly?
Every year, yeah.
And do you dress up as a different character every year?
Yeah, pretty much. I always dress up. I think it's the most fun part of the con for me. So.
And your wig, is that sewn into your hair or is that actually glued on?
It's actually it just comes on and off. It just pops on and off. So.
And who is it going to be next year, do you think, or do you wait to see what comes up in the gaming community?
I'm not sure, but I know the new Super Smash game is coming out, and Princess Peach is in that, so I think I'm going to do her.
And tell me, are you Avengers or Suicide Squad? Which one would you be? If you had to pick one and join a team, which team would you go for?
I think I'd be Avengers.
Why?
I don't know. I think I root for the good guys, really.
And tell me, superhero seems to be the thing at the moment, and everyone is walking around here, emulating their own superhero person. Why do you think everyone's drawn to superheroes?
I don't know. I think it's always like a comforting thing. I think you can always look up to a superhero, and they always come in and save the day at the end. So I think that's why a lot of people just love the happy ending and always being able to rely on them.
Do you prefer the comic book or the screen?
I think it depends, but I'd say overall I probably prefer the screen.
It is absolutely fantastic to talk to you. I have to step away because there's so many people looking to photograph you. You look amazing. Thanks so much. I'm here with the lovely James and Brendan. Actually, poor James is refusing to talk to me today. He can only write, not speak, so Brendan's going to do all our talking today. Yeah. Brendan, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Brendan, talk me through. I don't know what cult fiction is.
Cult fiction was our first novel we launched in 2014, and it's about a city where you can be anybody, do anything. You can play as your favorite video game character permanently, and you gain these upgrades as you level up through playing the games, and you become more powerful. And it follows a girl named Tina who enters the city when she turns 18. And she meets a ragtag bunch of misfits. Some friends become enemies, some enemies become friends. Everyone else is a little better off for the experience. It's very exciting, very funny. A lot of parodies on films and pop culture like Batman, Zelda, things like that.
So you just mentioned a few superstars there. In Wonder Woman, Batman, Catwoman, well, who would you think is your favourite of all of those?
Oh, that's a very difficult question.
Or is it in cult fiction?
It's in cult fiction. One of my favourite characters of all time is Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, who's one of the characters in the book there. His name is Bayahan. His tribute would be Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, and he plays him. He's got ice powers in the city, so it's good fun.
There's some fairly iconic people here today. Have you got to meet any of them?
Oh, Oh, all of them. All of them. John Romero invented the video game Doom, and I got him to sign my 1993 set of floppy disks. Michael Dorn, who played Worf on Star Trek, one of my all-time favorites. Nick Frost. I gave a copy of Cult Fiction too, and he said he had it already, but it was nice to get a signed copy.
Was that fairly amazing to say, to meet your hero and your hero has your book?
Blew my mind. I came back here almost in tears, and he thought I said something really embarrassing again to a celebrity. But
I see why James is now speechless, because that's fairly fantastic.
Yeah. No, it's blowing our minds, but it was really a great day.
Guys, this is your first Dublin convention, is it not?
Fifth Dublin convention.
Fifth,
yeah.
wow.
This is year 6. We volunteered on year 1, and we said we got to publish our book and sell it here on year 2, and we've just launched 2 books a year for the last 4 years. And
apart from Comic-Con, can we buy this, online or in Eason's or anywhere?
Eason's currently out of stock. Eason's, get that order into us. We'll get it to you straight away. But they're all on Amazon and Goodreads or iTunes and all those places, so you can buy it pretty much anywhere.
Guys, you've heard it here. Brendan and James. James, I said, still speechless, saying nothing. Lovely Brendan talking to me. Guys, thanks so much for talking to us.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Yeah.
How excited am I? I was told move round a bit so I can get them all in. Boys, hello. Introduce yourselves. It's the Ghostbusters.
Alan, Dermot, Paul, and Damien.
Guys, when you're not fighting crime, ghosts, what else do you guys do in your spare time?
Look at other ways of wasting money, I guess. I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
Fantastic. Guys, you look amazing today. Are these costumes homemade or are these they're film grade quality, I see?
Yeah, a lot of them are homemade. There are some very expensive props in here too, but most of it's homemade.
I see you have a fantastic power pack behind you. Turn around so we have a little look at this. Talk me through it, boys. Talk me through.
Okay, so this is what's called the hydrogen gas actuator. It feeds hydrogen atoms down into here, into the injector. They then come from here into the cyclotron, where the hydrogen atoms are accelerated into a plasma stream, which then comes out through the hose into the thrower. There's several functions on the thrower to let air in, let light out, and also then we've got the nozzle here to collimate the stream as it comes out then, and that's what we use to catch ghosts.
Slimer, is he not with you today?
No, he's up on the 12th floor of the Clayton across there, but we'll get rid of him later.
Is he afraid of the ghosts or does he not mind them? Because, he's pretty much your
he just
icon.
back to the original haunting place, so that's where he originally came from. So,
Guys, where did you come from today?
Belfast.
Is this your first Comic-Con in Dublin or do you attend regularly?
My first Comic-Con in Dublin, yes, for me. For the other guys,
It's my second.
And in your spare time, you always a Ghostbuster or do you ever go as another character?
Always a Ghostbuster, yeah.
Boys, what do you think about the all-female Ghostbuster lineup? How do you feel?
Never heard of it.
Controversial, very controversial.
it's a good standalone film.
So, when the original cast members, who do you think was the best Ghostbuster?
Mine would be Vickman.
Ooh, Egon.
Ray Stans, the heart of the Ghostbusters.
I'm definitely with Egon as well.
And boys, who do you do this for? Do you have a Ghostbusters club up in Belfast?
He's Belfast, I'm Cork, Dublin.
Awfully.
But we are, where is it? You see behind you there, the Ghostbusters Ireland?
Ghostbusters Ireland. So does this mean that if we have some poltergeist action that we can give you guys a call and you'll come?
Yep.
Okay, so there is some ghosts downstairs. I'm just going to go locate them, guys. And then I'm going to gather these lads to do a bit of a job for me. Guys, thanks so much for talking to us. Just Poison Ivy. Hello, beautiful. How are you?
Thank you. Oh my God, all the nice comments. I'm great, thank you. How are you doing?
You look fantastic. I believe you're going in for the best dressed competition. I hope you're definitely in the shortlist.
We already got the result, actually. I've gone in, but it was a lot of fun.
And where did you place?
I didn't place. It's only the first 3 places, and I didn't place, but it was fun.
You look amazing. Did you make this costume yourself?
I did, yeah. I did get the whole thing. This is red velvet, and then I got these plastic poison ivies that I had to glue one by one.
And your beautiful makeup, I see you've gone for all the greens.
Yeah. I also did the makeup this morning and a bit of body makeup and my arms and everything.
Did you get some funny looks coming in on the bus now this morning?
I couldn't literally come in here without being stopped every 3 minutes. People just looking at me, asking me for pictures and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it there.
And is this your first Comic-Con in Dublin?
It's my second Comic-Con, but it's my first time competing in the contest.
Wow. And is Poison Ivy a personal favourite of yours?
I think it is, yeah. I really like her. It's just the way she's very seductive, but she can also be kind of good and evil whenever she wants to.
So you have a love-hate relationship with Batman. How do you feel about that?
You know, you cannot always have the same. It's good to change, so I think that's good as well. You know.
So the whole thing about superheroes, what I really want to know, do they survive on 8 hours sleep and a bowl of Weetabix before starting the day, or are they at a cup of coffee and a side of adrenaline?
I'm not sure, because I'm not really a superhero. I'm a villain, and we don't sleep. We like vampires. So.
Okay. I see a queue forming beside me, so everyone wants to have a little chat with Poison Ivy. Guys, amazing to meet her. Look at the beautiful Poison Ivy, guys. Hello, young man. How are you?
I am way better than expected.
You took your head off, and just before I spoke to you, you had to put your arm back on, a sight I never thought I would see.
Because I'm a very small boy, my feet are there, and my hands are like way up there, so I have little small wooden handles to hold on to.
This is an amazing costume. I believe this was homemade all by yourself.
Yeah. It took 3 months and consists of EVA foam and a lot of money I owe to my mom now because I took her Henry Hoover hose for the helmet.
So did you place in the competition?
Like, what do you mean?
Did you come first, second or third?
I didn't win any category in the competition.
This is an amazing art piece. Do you do art in school?
I've never done art subject in school. This has always been a natural kind of talent thing I did since Comic-Con started, and once Comic-Con started in 2013, I was just on the hook, so
is this your first Comic-Con that you dressed up for, or is this, your several Comic-Cons in?
I've dressed up for every single Comic-Con. This is just one of those things I build.
Do you come for the 2 days, or do you just come for the 1 day?
And for the past 3 years, I've come for the 2 days, and then the other years was just the first day because I was quite a noob back then.
Did you meet any of your heroes today?
I did not meet any of my heroes today. Sadly not.
And if you could meet anybody at Comic-Con, who would be your chosen person?
I would love to meet the voice actor for Paladin Dance, who I did meet in another convention, but it would have been cooler to show how much I've evolved because I showed him my other suit from last year.
And which is your favourite Comic-Con?
My favourite Comic-Con has to be last year because it was quite packed. I find this Comic-Con quite quiet, but last year was packed and it was fantastic.
You look absolutely phenomenal, and I have to say, I think he was robbed personally, lads, that he didn't win. Amazing to talk to you. Thanks so much.
Right.
Look at your eyes. Well, I can just see one eye, and it's absolutely beautiful. Look, are they contact lenses?
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Do you want to talk me through your costume and who you are?
I am Vriska Circuit, and this is my design of her Prospit Vriska. I've sewed everything. I've sewed everything. Took me quite a while. Yeah.
So, is this your first Comic-Con?
This is my second Comic-Con.
Is this your first one that you've dressed up, or have you always dressed up?
Last year I dressed up, and this is my second year of dressing up.
Do you do it just for the fun, or do you always enter the competition?
I do it for fun, just to make people smile, and also because it gives something to the fandom, and also the competition because it's just fun. Yeah.
If you could join any superhero group, which one would it be and why?
Oh, I love the Avengers, but I probably would join the Avengers just because it's just so cool. Yeah.
And who have you seen here that is your idol?
There's this amazing cosplayer I follow, and she sews beautifully, and I really look up to her so much, and she's just amazing. Yeah.
Did you get to meet her?
I did, and I got selfies with her. She's really nice. I can't remember her full Instagram name. It's still a bit blurry to me, but yeah.
And show me, look at your two beautiful hands. So you've got the lovely hand here that's just, ladylike in Alice in Wonderland, and a claw-like super arm here.
Yeah. This is foam. This is actually made by my boyfriend Sam, actually in the power armor.
Love that. So power armor is going out with its beauty. Oh my
God. Amazing.
Guys, you look unreal, and as a power couple, I think you really should have won this year.
Oh, thank you so much.
Best of luck for next year, guys. Thanks so much. So, the lovely Anto, we have snared him here for a quick interview. Anto, you have the busiest stand in the whole convention, I see.
Oh, really? It's hard to tell from here. It's just crowds everywhere, you know that way, so.
So, if I was to come here as a novice and ask you which is the most collectible, the most iconic thing I should be adding to start a collection, what direction would you point me in?
Well, since I'm standing here, I'll give you an example of some of the old comics that we've started doing in our Capel Street store. There's a Daredevil one right behind my head. It's the first time Daredevil ever wore the red costume. If you know Daredevil, that's the famous red costume. So that's one that would be, put on the wall, put on a frame.
Dave, am I right in saying that is €500?
It is 500, yeah, but it's kind of a lower condition one. If it's a bit wear and tear around the edges, as you can see. If it was a bit more pristine, you're looking at about two and a half grand.
Oh my God! What is the thing about these comics that makes them so collectible and so iconic?
Well, everybody loves superheroes, but with the comics, most of them is key issues, you know that way. So the key issue is more or less either a first appearance of a character or something kind of a major event that happens in this. So either someone dies, someone gets married, like Reed and Sue Richard there, like, you know, it's a wedding. So the key issues are really what a lot of collectors go for, you know that way.
If you could join a superhero group or be a superhero for a day, who would you be and why?
Well, after this weekend, I think I'd probably choose a bit of Sue Storm, a bit of invisibility, you know, so I can hide somewhere and have a rest, you know. But I've always been a Superman fan, you know. Everybody loves Superman. Also, a bit of flying, a bit of super strength.
So your comic book store is in Capel Street?
We have two stores. We have one in Bolton Street. It's basically just all the newer stuff on 46 Bolton Street, and we have one in Capel Street, 103, 104 Capel Street, which we only opened in October. And we're starting to specialise in all the older comics. We do all the second-hand toys. So I think we're one of the only shops around that does all the second-hand action figures, which a lot of people are looking for, you know, that way. Like, it's stuff that you can't get anywhere else in the country, you know. So.
Am I allowed to ask how you source these things or where they come from?
Yeah, we do trade-ins. We buy, like, if anybody has a collection in their attic they want to get rid of, you come into us. We're the guys you go to. We buy them in, so we can either give you, a lot of people can go cash, or some people want to upgrade, we call it. So they might bring in an old Optimus Prime action figure, they want to get the new version. So we give them, if they bring in their own one, basically it's like what you used to do years ago, you used to trade all your football cards, your pogs. We're basically trading toys. So they bring in their own one, they get a new one for it, you know that way.
So what got you into it in the first place?
I was kind of brought into it family, really. It's my cousin, actually, Jason's the other owner there. Him and his father did it for years. So since I was growing up, just following them around, watching them painting models, action figures, stuff like that, you know. It's very hard not to get into it then. And just movies, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, Sylvester Stallone. I'm more into the movies, and that got me into the action figure side of it. Because every time, like, as you can see, there's an Arnold Schwarzenegger figure, there's a Rocky figure, there's a Freddy Krueger figure. So any cool movie, there's a figure of it, you know. That's what kind of got me into it, you know.
And in your all-time favourites, who do you think is the coolest figure?
I would have to say between the Predator and Terminators are my personal favourite, you know that way. A big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. Got a chance to meet him last year as well, but that's what got me into it really good, you know.
And have you done any other international events, or is this the only one you do?
We do all based in Ireland at the moment, you know that way. We haven't kind of went anywhere else at the moment, trying to kind of focus on the stores and stuff like that. But this is our biggest event, you know that way. But we do a lot of smaller shows. We like to help the kind of local community as well, kind of support local people. We do a lot of local shows, work with cinema, stuff like that. We do a lot of cosplays and do stuff for Disney, Fox, all that type of stuff. So we're trying to branch out as much as we can. But maybe in the next few years we might go somewhere else, you know. We'd love to go to like New York, San Diego, stuff like that. But that's the top level, you know that way. So that would be the goal, you know that way. Spread out. But, for the moment, this is it. This is where you want to be, you know.
Well, guys, this seems to be the stand to be at. So if you're going to let me go, I'm going to go through everything here. Talk to you later. I was seen waiting, and lads, I've finally found my knight in shining armour. Hello, my knight in shining armour. How are you?
I'm not too bad.
So you're going to talk me through. You're going to actually train me to be a knight.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. So we're part of a group called Medieval Armoured Combat Ireland, and that's what we do, is full contact fighting in medieval armour with steel weapons.
Is this the real deal?
It's as close as you're going to get. We don't leave any dead bodies on the battlefield. So
any
far
bloodshed?
Anyway. There's bits of blood spilled occasionally, but generally the armour does its job. You can get hit full force by great big giants of lads with two-handed axes, and you get up and go again.
So tell me, am I on a horse or am I going to be standing?
You're going to be standing. So it's all on foot, weapon in your hand. You might have a shield as well, and you're going toe-to-toe with people.
And tell me, are we going to be the same armour as what you're wearing?
A lot of people wear armour like this. Some go for Mongolian styles of armour. Some of the Japanese team, because this is an international sport, they fight in samurai armour. So you can pick and choose what you wear.
How long does it take you to train to do this?
Well, I've been doing this for about 6 years or so now, and I still consider myself a rank amateur, but you can get, if you dedicate yourself to it, you can get out into the battlefield in 6 months. You can take into a tournament. And get stuck in.
So do you do special effects on film and TV?
I haven't, but a few of our guys have been on Game of Thrones and Vikings and stuff like that.
So talk me through some moves. If I'm going to learn how to do this, what do I start off with?
Well, the first thing you want to get is you got to get your stance right.
Okay.
Because people are going to try and knock you over. If you're too unbalanced, you're going to get knocked over, especially with all the armour on. And the helmet's going to raise your centre of balance, so you need to be stable. So you want your feet planted wide apart, one foot forward. I'm left-handed, so my left foot is going forward. I'm facing towards my opponent. Both my shoulders are facing towards them. I'm not turned to the side. I'm not facing away. I'm square towards them. I'm nice and stable. If I want to dodge, I can dip down, get out of the way. I'm nice and square coming towards them.
So is there any rules that apply here? Is it like, don't touch the face, don't touch, under the belt?
Well, the list of things you can't do is shorter than the list of things you can. So what you can't do, hits to the feet, the groin or the neck are disallowed. Also hits along the spine, not allowed to. You can hit across the spine, but you can't target the spine. And you can't kick to the knee. So basically you can't try and break someone's leg. Other than that, I can headbutt you, I can punch you, I can kick you in the head if I can reach that high. I can hit you full force with the weapons. The armour's going to do its job and keep you safe. So
when we're doing this, are you going to put me with a girl or a guy, or is it going to be on height or weight?
We don't divide along height and weight. Normally, if we've got enough fighters, we divide along, we've men and women, and we can put you up against one of our female fighters. She's a 2-time world champion, Lara Servois.
Go the girls.
She's our top fighter by a long stretch. She's absolutely formidable. So I don't like fighting her. I get scared fighting her, but she's absolutely phenomenal as a fighter. She won her second gold medal at the World Championships just back in May in Scotland. We'll put you in against her. She'll put you through the ringer. She's nice and gentle though. She'll only do enough to win.
So when we start off, how many hours do I get of training before you let me back out into the field with somebody who knows exactly what they're doing?
Well, I mean, if you want to have a chance of winning, you'd need to do dozens and dozens of hours of training. But if we just want to throw you into the deep end and see how you get on, we'll put you through the basics. We start you out with, we have padded equipment that we start out with, padded weapons, padded helmets, so we'll get you a feel for fighting with them. We'll take them off, start putting armour onto you, and just push you out and see how you get on.
So my last question for the day is, if I was to pitch you against a superhero and yours to win, who am I pitting you against?
I was going to say Squirrel Girl, but no, I wouldn't have a chance against her. Is there... No, I don't think I have a chance against any of them, really.
Boys, I'm off to go and learn a bit of combat. I'll talk to you in a while. From heroes to villains to comic book guys to comic book writers, guys, we have met them all here at Dublin Comic-Con 2018. It has been a thrilling day. Here's to 2019. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon.